My name is Michael Rockwood. I'm Jim Greenwood's eldest grandson. It's no surprise that we had to rent out an entire restaurant with all the people that he's met over his 80 incredible years through all the different things that he does, and it's going to be a fun evening, so we're looking forward to it.
Hi, I'm Sylvia Braddock, and I remember Jim from the old days. Do you know, we used to walk up Broadway from CJOR, and we would be visiting Red Robinson and all the guys, Al Jordan, and I think I was maybe 15, 16 years old, and we used to have so much fun and just have a great time. He was a great guy for bikes. I brought him a bike today, just for on general principle. There's something special to him from me. And I just remember him for all the good times that we had, parties over at the Williams, all over. Just didn't matter. We had a wonderful time, and my association with him goes a long, long ways. I'll be 80 next February, so we're very close. Nice talking to you. Happy birthday, Jim. Love you forever.
Hi, Kyle Greenwood here, grandson of Gramps, the man of honor right now, Jim, otherwise known as the OFM, Old Fat Man. Just want to say happy birthday to you. All I can say is thank you for everything you've taught me and helping me become the man I am today. You gave me inspiration, you got me in the office, introduced me to everyone in my dream career, and I finally got in it now. So I have to say thank you, and I wish you the best and hope you have the best night tonight. Cheers.
Hi, Jim, and happy birthday on your 80th. This is the group from King Ed, the old high school. It took us 5 years to get the memorial set up for the King Ed High School, and now we need another project. So, Jim, let's meet again at Denny's. Happy birthday.
So my name is Michael Rockwood. I'm Jim's eldest grandson. It's no surprise today that we had to book out an entire restaurant to celebrate his 80th birthday. All the great people that he's met over the years and all the different things that he does in his life. It's really looking forward to tonight. It's going to be a fun evening. So happy birthday, Bumps, as I call you, or Jim. But really excited for tonight. Thanks.
Hi, Jim. It's Sharon Revel. Just wanting to wish you a very, very happy birthday. To chairman of the board. You know, you got us all going. You're a natural born leader, and we love to be led, even astray. So have a good time.
Jim and I have been friends for longer than neither one of us wants to know. But one of the things that stands out in my mind is when he was pinstriping, I would ride my bike over to his house because we lived close to get together. And while we were having an adult refreshment, Jimmy would pinstripe my helmet for me. I have a wonderfully pinstriped helmet sitting in my garage at home today.
Am I supposed to wish my husband a happy birthday? Because I wish him many more happy birthdays to come. He's a bit of a challenge lately, keeping him going, but hopefully that's going to improve. Love you very much, Jimmy. Bye.
Jim, you're the youngest 80-year-old that I know. You have a heart of gold. You're there for so many of us. You make us all feel like we're extremely important people in your life and that we're family, and I'm so grateful that you're in my world. Happy birthday.
Jim, I love how you looked after my brother, Henry Pileski, at Fitness World. I always appreciate your input and your knowledge of where he can get the best locations for his clubs. And he always respected you and loved you for what you are. Thank you.
Well, I'm happy to be here for Jim's 80th. I've known him for, about 30 years, and his son Danny, and I'll tell you, they have put on some of the best parties of all times. And this looks like it's hooking up to be a good party tonight. So I'm thrilled to be here. Jack Sr.
Hey Jim, High Pockets here. When Linda said that you were having an 80th, I was shocked. 70th, I could believe, not 80th. I wouldn't have missed it for the world. I had to fly across Canada to come and do this, and I haven't even said hello to you yet, but I'm going to. Happy birthday and many, many more. Great to be here. Bye.
Linda Urquhart, Jim Greenwood and I have been together since 1973. Threw many shoes under his bed, not me. And Jim's been a wonderful guy, big in my career, big in everybody's career. Jim's been a fantastic guy, and I love him to death. And happy birthday, Jim.
My name is Wolfgang Lehman, and my buddy Harold. We are very, very happy to be here on Jim's 80th birthday. We do hope that he has many, many more to come and have a healthy life.
Hey, I'm Jim's husband-in-law, Al Bouchard, and he's 80 today, so I want to wish him the best and for 1,000 more. This has special meaning. Talk to you soon.
They tell me that we're on a live mic, Jim, so I'm wishing you a very, very, very happy, happy, happy birthday. May you have many more to come. I'd love to tell a story, but I don't think I will. I think that some things are better left unsaid, but you know that I will always wish you all the best for many years to come. Love you. Bye.
We are here this evening to celebrate Jacques Boisvert. Mr. Jim Greenwood, 80 big ones from your children's babysitter on Trinity Street many moons ago. The Domijan family wishes you all the best. Happy birthday.
Best looking babysitter ever, right here.
Thank you.
I'm Edwin Lee. I've known Jim for over 63 years. And might I say, I want to wish him to the 80s Club. I know it's his birthday today. I knew Jim's mom and dad, and when I used to go to his house, they made everyone felt like family. And, you know, I lived during a time where I was a minority, had a lot of prejudice, but I never ever felt that at Jim's house. You were like family. They just treated so well. And I knew Jim when he got married and had Joanne and Jean, and such a wonderful place to be and a wonderful person to know. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Bill Lee. I don't know if you can hear me in this crowd, but I'm an old friend of Jim, and I've known him, well, since we're classmates in high school. And I think Jim has never been a religious guy, but when I saw him, I guess about 15 years ago, he wanted to get married. At that time, I was, I had a marriage license, and so what an unusual occasion to be able to have the honor to marry Jim and Vicky. And it was a wonderful time. I got to meet his family, a wonderful family. So it's really a good experience for me. But concerning Jim, he's always been a spark plug in my circle of friends. And we've had regular reunions every year. I think we're the only class for the last 10 years had a summer party. And Jim has been the instigator of it. But he's been a real blessing in my life. And I'm so glad to be here to celebrate his birthday. So happy birthday, Jim. God bless you.
I just want to say happy birthday. I can't believe I met you and I didn't know you and Lynn. I knew Lynn before I knew you, and that was a shocker. And you knew my brother. And I'm so thankful I met you and glad I was on the committee and got to know you more. And happy, happy birthday, Jim.
I first saw Jim Greenwood striping cars at the Motorama 56 years ago. But I never got to meet him until about 30 odd years ago. But I always knew a lot about him, heard about him from a lot of people. Now I see him about twice a month, going to the BCHRA meetings and the Motorsport Sport Pioneer Society meetings. A great guy.
I wish I could have met him back in the really early days. He probably would have changed my life big time. Anyway, happy birthday, Jimmy. It's been a great time knowing you. Thank you.
Hi, Jimmy. It's Ken Green here. Just wanted to wish you a happy 80th birthday and a little bit of a surprise tonight. I'm kind of thinking that you're my brother. I'm your younger brother. You know, my name's Green and your name's Greenwood. I think Mom dropped the wood, and anyhow, I think there's a strong connection here. So happy birthday, brother.
Hi, old Jim, you old, what am I going to say? Happy birthday, darling. You know, I remember one particular thing when you were going to stripe my car as well as my wheel stander. And you asked me, what are you going to call your wheel stander? And I said, Ecstasy. He said, oh, that's a good name. God, I've never lived it down now. If I still had it, they were smoking that stuff or whatever they did with it. Anyway, I just a couple of things I wanted to say to you that I always forget was that you striped my truck and that on my helmet, which I still have, my black helmet, and on the back it says Fly United. And I'll never forget that as long as I live, and I still have it. And I think of that, and I see it sitting in my living room, and I think of you. And happy birthday, darling. Love you. Take care.
Hi, I'm Brian Pratt. Happy birthday, Jim. I met Jim. I'm a recent know Jim through the Greater Vancouver Motorsport Pioneers. He became a pioneer in 2002, and he has been our president of the Greater Vancouver Motorsport Pioneers for a few years. He's now a past president. I've been the vice president under Jim and other people. Learned a whole lot about motorsport history and the crazy things Jim has done over the years. So he pointed out that he's got friends that are older than I am. So I'm the junior kid in the club here, and I'm 60. So he knows a lot of people. He's done a lot of things. So happy birthday, Jim.
I've known Jim for a long time, way back in the shopping center era. I had no idea he had anything to do with motorsport until I got involved with the Greater Vancouver Motorsport Pioneers deal, and there he was. And completely useless, just like me. Anyway, happy birthday, Jim.
Good evening, Jim. I'm here with your family and friends to celebrate your 80th birthday. My name is Wendy Ann. You know that. And my late parents, Jack and Jerry, would love to be here celebrating your birthday with you. I know that. I can't think of any old stories to tell about you, but I sure have appreciated all the ones that you've told me about my dad from back when you were young, growing up, having fun, crazy parties and all that stuff. I want to wish you a happy 80th birthday from the bottom of my heart. Love ya.
Okay, Jim, this is a happy birthday from your practice wife, the one that you had all those kids with. I would like to thank you for teaching me to fly by the seat of my pants, a new skill. As time went by and I found the seat of my pants was broadening, that became more awkward, but here I am. Wishing you a happy birthday and congratulating you on always doing it your way. Happy birthday, Jim.
Hey, Jimmy, it's been many, many years. I can't tell you how many years. A pleasure knowing you, a pleasure working with you, and a pleasure being your friend. Wish you all the best and happiness and health. Take care, buddy. Love you.
Okay, just want to say all the best, Jimmy, on your 80th. And I can't believe this is, 40 years since we did Coquitlam Center together, almost 40 years. So we had a lot of fun back then, and we've continued to have a lot of fun over the years. And just hope you keep going. I can't believe you're still working. I don't know what the hell you're thinking about, but I think it might be time to hang it up. But anyway, all the best. happy 80th, and I'll pass the mic over to somebody.
I'm Steve Sell. I'm Jim's ex-business partner. And I have to say the proudest day of my life was when Jim was nominated as Sleaze of the Year. And his acceptance speech was magnificent. He says, "I've worked so hard for this." And I also bring greetings from our other partner, Bill Roberts, who couldn't make it today. And Bill, there's always comments about Jimmy's eyes. And Bill Roberts said that Jimmy is the only guy who can use dental floss as a blindfold. Thank you, everyone. Happy 80th birthday, Jimmy. I love you, buddy. I really do. Thank you.
My brother Henry at Fitness World always appreciated Jim's work to get him the right locations, and he appreciated everything he did for him. And he loved everything he did for him. Thank you.
Well, I've probably known Jim longer than anybody else in this room since I'm his sister. And he used to be a lot older than I am, or he used to be a lot younger, but now he's a lot older. But we're visiting from Bend, Oregon. My husband, Dennis Flannery, is with me, and it's fun to be here for Jim's birthday. Say something.
I just want to say I couldn't gather this many people for a party for me if I had them all still alive. I don't know this many people. It's a great tribute to Jim. He seems to be very well liked. Go figure.
This is Richard, and a happy birthday. Remember all those years back in White Rock and going to the beach and bonfires, and just happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Jim. 80, octogenarian. Wonderful. I haven't known you as long as Edwin has, but we love you. Hope you have a great day.
Happy birthday, Jim, and I wish that you invite me to your 100th birthday and that we are both in good enough shape to enjoy it. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.
This is to a good old friend of mine, Jimmy. I've known the whole family for many, many years, and his daughters and his sons and his first wife and now his second wife, and we just had a hell of a lot of fun together. And I've got a present for him here that nobody else has even know anything about it. But Jimmy used to like to go down to the New Year's Eve football game in California all the time. And I've got him a poster from 1916 on it. So anyway, happy birthday, Jimmy.
Hey, Jimmy. Mark Ellegott here. Long time friend. I think we go back 49 years. Pretty scary. Hubby next to me, Jim, is being a very good friend of yours, and it's so nice to see the connection that you still have. I remember the days way back in North Burnaby when your kids were 6, 7, and 8, and I was a young'un. I was 18 years old, and you guys were so gracious, welcomed me into your home. We became very good friends, and I thank you for that, and it's so nice that we've stayed in touch over all these years. Hi to Vicky, she's a great gal. Love ya. Bye.
Jim Ellegott. Hey, Jimmy, it's great to be here at your 80th birthday. You're a trusted, great friend, and thanks for all the memories. Happy birthday.
Well, I usually don't grant interviews, I conduct them, but I'm going to make an exception here. I just kind of stumbled into the Roadhouse. My name's Alan Edwards. I'm a columnist with the Vancouver Sun writing on vintage cars. And I heard there was a famous striper that was having dinner here, and I haven't found him yet, but people say his name is Jim Greenwood. And it's incredible because they actually say this man is 80. And I've never interviewed anybody who's 80 before, so I'm really looking forward to that. When I do, I'm going to wish him a happy birthday. So happy birthday, Jim Greenwood.
Jim, it's Natalie. Just want to wish you a very happy birthday. Cheers to you.
Hi, Jim. Ann Edwards here. I love you. Happy 80th birthday. All the best for the year.
Happy birthday, Jim. Wishing you all the best and in your 80th birthday. And I got your son here bugging me to the left, but all the best, Jim. You deserve 80 good years that you've had, and I'm wishing you all the best. Happy birthday.
My name is Michael Rockwood. I'm Jim Greenwood's eldest grandson. It's no surprise that we had to rent out an entire restaurant with all the people that he's met over his 80 incredible years through all the different things that he does, and it's going to be a fun evening, so we're looking forward to it.
Me too.
See, life is trying sometimes. People are searching for some things, just can't find it. I found music. I'm so glad. Music makes me go, mama, mama. Mama, mama. After this song, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Enjoying the day off? Sunshine when she's gone. It's not when she's away. The sunshine when she's gone. Now she's gone too long. Anytime she's away. This time where she's gone. One day she's gone to stay. When she's gone, this time she's gone. Sunshine when she's gone, I just can't go home. Henry would not do it.
enjoyed their dinner. And I just want to give a tip of the hat to the fantastic. I met this guy back to the shopping center folks that are here. 1985, I went to the ICSC in Atlanta, Georgia. And that's where I met Wes Mackey, who's been playing for you tonight. Let's hear it for Wes Mackey. He's been traveling back and forth around the world for years. Plays the kind of music that I really like, so I thought it'd be great to have him here. And maybe we'll get some dancing going on there later. Big crowd of people here from all walks of life, from rock and roll to real estate, it seems. And some King Ed high school stuff. It's great to see. It says a lot about the man when you can, in a couple of weeks, just make a few quick emails and get a room full of people. So thank you all for coming out to support Jimmy's 50th or 80th birthday. So Joanne has put most of this together. My sister, Jean's on this side. I think everybody knows us. This is the best we've looked ever. I don't know what he said, but... So, Joanne has a plan. I'm going to let her talk for a little bit. We're going to try and track the longevity of friendship.
Hi, everybody.
Give me my,
Give her my. So we know that Dad is a big, he really prides himself on his trivia, right? How he knows all these cool facts that nobody cares about and stuff. So I'm going to tell you a little story. I think it was when Danny turned 50. He literally, these words came out of his mouth. He said, "Do you know I have been a parent for over 150 years." So here's how his rationale went. So Danny was 50, I was 51, and Jean was 52. Add that up, 153. He's been a dad for 153 years.
Greenwood
So
math.
my point is, yeah, the trivia thing, do some fact checking. The other thing I want to say is I did get the guest list from Dad, so if there are typos in any of your names, again, so I'm going to do a little game with y'all now. Well, first of all, let's do a shout out. Who here is from Hot Rods? Hands up. Hot Rods. And what about Bikes? Sort of the same crowd. How about real estate? How about high school? And that leaves family. So I want you all now to know.
And the babysitter.
And the babysitter. Your family.
Sit down, you farmer.
Okay, I know some of you have new knees and new hips and stuff, but I want everyone to stand up. Trust me. Okay, everybody is standing. We are. I don't see everybody standing. Okay, if you met Jim in the 90s, sit down. 80s, sit down.
I wish I had the arm on here.
70s, sit down. Are you still standing, Linda? 60s, if you met Jim in the 60s, take a seat. Okay, now we're down to the 50s. So we're going to go 59. Have a seat. 58. Have a seat. 57. Have a seat. 56. 55. 54. 53. 52.
Oh, well, Auntie's there forever.
51.
No, we met him in 2000.
Okay, who was the last person to sit down?
Joanne, wait a minute.
You're asking me at my age, trying to
No,
remember
I'm
that?
asking you what year you met Jim.
I'd say it was in the early 50s.
Okay, so early 50s, again, fact check. So we know that Auntie's going to be the longest one. Auntie's dad's sister. Yeah. And of course she's going to be, but I just wanted to do a little demo to show the length of friendship in this room. It's amazing that we have people from high school here. We have people that have known Dad for 60 years. I mean, that's incredible. And everybody should clap for that. So now I have an email I'd like to share from Brian Wartz, who was very, very upset that he couldn't be here. So now I'm Brian talking, okay? Jim, we have not been able to be with you every time you have celebrated something. I'm not sure if that's how we meant it, but that's how I'm reading it. If I had attended every celebration you have had, my liver would be in need of warranty work. It has been over 40 years since we first met, and I learned much from you, like how to have fun, how to get things done without being a jerk, how to value loyalty and enjoy all the good times, the memories of which last a lifetime, and the value of good people who separate the needs of a professional life and your real life. You have excelled in both. Some things I learned from you that I did not want to copy, like how to survive your whole life by eating only one of the same 10 dishes, mostly steak or a cheeseburger, or any meal, or how to enjoy just red wine as a beverage. Although a transition from martinis to just red wine seems to slowly happening in my life also, your concentration on red wine and the wisdom of that choice was made much earlier than we did. In the spirit of your own philosophy, we are trying to catch up to you quickly, but you are hard to catch. We also want to point out that your practice of stopping by for a cheeseburger on the way to anyone's house for dinner, in case you didn't like their dinner menu, may have contributed to your attainment of 80 years. Proof is proof. Okay, now we know, right? Jude and I have enjoyed and treasured your company for a long time and will continue to do so. There is a super class of friends you can be lucky enough to have who, although you cannot see them every day, when you do, it's like you saw them just yesterday. Happy 80th, and we know you relish in the knowledge that you were special enough to whoever controls longevity, that you have to go on being who and what you are for the benefit of your family and friends. From Brian Wartz. Happy birthday. So I've twisted a few arms and convinced a few people to say a few words, and then it's going to be open mic, so it's open season, so to speak. So of the 4 people I've spoken to, is there anyone that wants to maybe come up first? This is Jimmy.
I got an email from Joanne, and she said, Jim, just get up and say something that is special. So, Joanne, for you, something.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Jim and I go back a long way. Well, I worked with Yamaha in the mid-60s, along with Bob Work, who's sitting right here. And Jim sort of came on board, I think, in 65 or 66. And we became fast friends. And Jim came up with an idea that we needed to promote motorcycle racing. So we ended up going to Cloverdale, and he ran things, and I was the gopher, and I did a lot of other things there too. And while we were doing the motorcycle races, I proposed to my wife, not at the motorcycle races, but I proposed to her, and because Jim was a close friend, I asked him if he would please be my best man, because my best friend lived in Toronto. And so he thought about it for a minute, and then he said, yeah, okay, I'll do it. And so then my best friend's father died, and so he came back to Vancouver. So I went to Jim and I said, Jim, my best friend's actually coming back, so could you sort of vacate that position? he said, well, I really was looking forward to it, but yeah, okay, I will. Well, I'll tell you, he is vindictive, and he does plan things. And you know, I'm not going to tell these people what you did, but he was part of it. This guy here. And I'm going to turn it over to my wife, and she's going to tell you what happened. And this is how Jim got even with Marg and I, for him not being our best man.
Love you, Jim. Love you. So, here we are. We're going back 49 years. Now, I was pretty young when I met Lynn and Jim. I was 18. They were very good to us. They opened their heart and their home to us. Their children were 6, 7, and 8 at the time. But I met you guys when we were, before we married, or before we were engaged, then we became engaged. So the night of the wedding, although Jim graciously declined or said, okay, I won't be the best man, unbeknownst to us, these guys worked for Fred Dealey at the time, Yamaha. And Fred Dealey had provided some lovely cars for us to use in our wedding party. And he gave us a car to use to go to our honeymoon suite. Well, that honeymoon suite was Bayshore. So Jim's smart enough, my Jim, not you, my Jim was smart enough to know his friends. And he said, okay, when we leave here, and we had, we left, and I remember ladies back then, we used to get into a different outfit. What did they used to call that? There was a name for that. Anyway, going away outfit. Yes, pleasing your parents. It was going, so I was in my little going away outfit. And off we go, and we're in this lovely car. So of course, Bo and Jimmy know the car we have. My Jim says, okay, we're going to go on a little ride just in case somebody is following us. So we go drive all over everywhere, and we think, Jim thinks, we've lost them. Well, happens that we just cross over Georgia to go to the Bayshore, and guess who happens to spot us? Jimmy and Bo. So back then, this was 1968. Do you remember the Nehru jackets? Yeah. Those? So they look, like these funny little things without a collar. Bo was wearing a Nehru shirt. We leave instructions. Nobody interrupts us. Nobody disturbs us. We're in the bridal suite. And fine, we get up there. They say, fine, fine, fine. So time goes by. All of a sudden, Jimmy and Bo to the front desk and say, do you know Mr. and Mrs. James Elligot here? And they say, oh yes, they're in the bridal suite. They cannot be disturbed. This guy with his Nehru jacket says, well, I just married them, and we have a mistake. We have a problem here. We must talk to them. We must talk to them. I know. So, of course, enough time has come by, and then of course that's like, oh my goodness. Because it's like, they're not really married. We need to talk to them. Now, we're talking about the 60s, right? And now today's teenager, oh, who cares? But, so, knock, knock, knock on the door. I'm 19. I'm under the sheets with no clothes on. And there's a knock on the door, and it's like, room service, these two, room service. So, of course, Jim opens the door. In they come. Party, party, party. I never leave the bed. I'm like this. At that time, I don't drink. I must say, I do enjoy my wine now. Red wine. Anyway, finally we got rid of them. That is the story of our wedding. So, there you go, Jim. Happy birthday.
I think that goes happy birthday bastard. I had a little PowerPoint presentation ready for tonight, but we had some technical glitches, so I'm going to send a link up to everybody so that it'll be safe. You can open it from me, and there's a whole bunch of slides and a whole bunch of photos from way, way back, and just enjoy that at your leisure at home. I'm sorry I couldn't do it here, but That's how it goes. Edwin, did you want to come up? Sorry, Bill.
Thanks, John. Thanks, Edwin. I'll take your place. You know, I think we're all in the same period in life. And thanks for that story. It's really... How do you follow after that? I'm going to try. You know, there's a couple of stories that we probably have experienced. You know, this guy went to the doctor and he said, "Doc, I got a problem." I said, "What is it?" "Well, you know, every time I wake up in the morning, I look in the mirror and then I want to vomit." And the doctor thought for a while. "Well, I don't know what it is, but your eyesight is perfect." And most of us are having trouble with our hearing now. Yeah. Well, this guy was concerned about his wife. And he was saying, "Say, Doc, what can I do to check out my wife's hearing?" And he said, "Well, you know, here's something you can try. Ask her a question, far away, and then get a little bit closer, and then get a little bit closer till she answers, and then you'll know how her hearing is." I go, "Well, that's a great idea." So he was in the parlor and he said, "Honey, what's for dinner?" No answer. So he walked closer to the kitchen, the dining room. "Honey, what's for dinner?" Still no answer. And then he got right up to the kitchen and says, "Honey, what's for dinner?" And she said, turn on, "For the third time, spaghetti." So oftentimes, we have problems that we think the other person has, but we think are our problems. But Jim, you have been an inspiration to me since high school. High school, I didn't really get to know you that much, but I knew you were doing a lot there. You were hanging around with a bunch of guys that were pretty fast, and so I wasn't in that crowd. But as we got older, you've been doing things that really impressed me, like jam, and you took a Sea-Doo and went from Vancouver to, was it Alaska? I said, "Oh my goodness, why would a guy want to do something like that?" But anyways, the spirit that you guys have, I mean, it's just out of sight. I can't imagine, I can't even think of going over to even Horseshoe Bay in a Sea-Doo, but...
And you couldn't swim.
Yeah, you couldn't swim, yeah. But I find, Jim, that all your life you've been serving us, and particularly for the last 15 years, he's been the spark plug in our graduation class that we could get together every year. And he coordinates everything, and it's been a great ride, you know, because you get to see your old friends every year. And during that time, one of the highlight experiences for me is you wanted to get married to Vicky. I couldn't figure that one out. We were already together. But he wanted to make it official. Well, it so happens that year I had a license to marry people. And so it was a real, and I got to meet Joanne and Dan and the guys, and you have a great family, Jim, and it was a really uplifting experience for me. I really enjoyed it, and I was very thankful also because I've never known you to be a religious guy. But all of a sudden you want God's blessing on your life and on your marriage. And that was an inspiration. And I know, okay, it's 80 years now. That's 310. That's, more than that. 620, yeah, 4 scores. So God has really blessed you, Jim, even as you've been a blessing to us. Really enjoy meeting with you. You're always an uplifting guy. And I pray that in the next decade, it'll be very fulfilling for you, and you will experience God in your life. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Bill. I And it was so special for Dad and Vicky to have Bill be the officiant at their wedding. That was amazing. And isn't it cool? This is literally a high school grad group. Like, they're 80, and they're still hanging out. I think that's just amazing. Yes? No? Yeah. Kenny, you want to come up? And just to let you know, the Sea-Doo ride was 20 years ago. Dad was 60, didn't know how to swim.
And he's the only one that rode it alone.
And there were 3 Sea-Doos, Dan and Marla on one. This guy from Alberta went halfway, and then his business partner went the other half of the way. And Dad is the only one that went all the way solo.
Wow. Not swimming.
And he doesn't know how to swim. And in OFM. And when you get the slideshow, there are quite a few slides, photos of that. There's some beautiful ones on glaciers. This is Kenny Green. He's up next.
Well, hi there. I just wanted to make one thing clear here. I just say, what do you mean? I haven't got into it, Jimmy. Just settle down.
If you're going to talk, stand up.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was getting to that. Can everybody see me? Oh, maybe I should stand up here. I'm a little height deprived here. Is that all right? Okay. I just want to let you know that I didn't get an invite here tonight. I'm kind of a homeless guy, and I happen to be passing by. I'm not Kenny Green. I'm just here for a free meal. But apparently it just cost me 25 bucks. So I don't know about that. But that's what my wife and I do. We cruise King George Boulevard every Saturday night, and we crash parties. And she actually came in. She kind of looked over the crowd, and she says, "My God, this looks like a wake. I'm going to go find a younger crowd." But anyhow, I just wanted to. And Dan, I want to apologize. I thought you were the maitre d'. And apparently the management just sent a message to me. They said, the rental company, they want you to return the tuxedo. Okay. 10 o'clock tomorrow. Anyhow, I only met Jim 8 years ago, and when you were having people stand up, you didn't even get to that point. And so I'm actually quite grateful for some of the stories I've heard about Jim, and Jim has told me that I'm not certain that I would want to have known him that long. And I think that from the stories that I've heard, I think that we would be sharing, if I'd known him earlier, we would be sharing some sort of accommodation in a gated community, if you know what I mean. Anyhow, I think there's a family bond here. There's some sort of a connection, and that my name is Green, and we have a Greenwood here. Okay, and Jimmy, I think I'm your younger brother. Okay, for the reason that when I was sort of the runt of the litter, as you can see. And you know what you do with the runt of the litter, you kind of cuddle them. Well, at a very early age, my mom gave me a bus ticket and $5 and sent me on my way. And so I wanted to ask Vicky, did Jimmy and Linda, did Jimmy ever talk to you about a little guy named Kenny? But anyhow, as it turns out, what my mother did, my name was Greenwood, but just before she kicked me out at 10 years old, she dropped the wood and had my name registered as Green. So I kind of think I'm your little brother. So can I call you bro from here on?
And you have a sister.
Oh, hi, sis. Yeah. Pleased to meet you. Anyhow, Jimmy, are those tears coming down your cheeks? Is that embarrassment or joy? Joy. Well, you know what? Let the tears flow. It's like my dad used to say. He says, Kenny, it's okay to cry because the more you cry, the less you pee. So anyhow, I want to ask you a question here. Have you ever put your underwear on backwards? Well, I guess I'm kind of propelling myself into those senior moments then, because I've done it twice this year. And about 2 weeks ago, I was going to a function, and I went into the washroom. This was a breakfast kind of a meeting, and anyhow, I just give you a bit of backstory on this. My wife was sleeping when I left home, and so I got dressed in the dark. So as it turns out, I left my table and went into the washroom, and there I am standing at the trough, and all of a sudden I am frantically thrashing around trying to find my junk, and I realized that I had my underwear on backwards, and so I discovered that I was in a bit of a senior's moment. And I felt kind of sorry for the guy beside me, because he didn't know what the hell was going on, you know. But anyhow, so I'm just sharing with you. I'm a little younger than you. I'm feeling those senior moments, and so I understood when some of the questions were asked here. But I'm a representative of the BCHRA tonight. For those of you who don't know what that is, that's BC Hot Rod Association. And so I'm here to bestow greetings to you, Jimmy, on behalf of BCHRA. And so happy birthday. And I have something here for you. And I'd like you to come up. And I'd like to present you with this. Okay, Jimmy, this is a bag of dirt. Okay? And this has great meaning, and I'll briefly explain it. You know, you're a real ambassador of motorsport, and we all love you, and it feels good. And you know what feels really good? I can see there's a lot of glare coming back at me. There's a lot of bald heads here, and for once I can see eyeball to eyeball with you folks. Oh no, you just spoiled it. Get down there. So anyhow, you are a real ambassador to motorsport, as those of us who are in the motorsport, and you've done a lot of good, and we love your sense of humor. Your smile and your bullshit, and it never ceases. But so on behalf of BCHRA, I'd like to present you with the BCHRA. It's Older Than Dirt Award for 2010. And why it's 2010 is because 6 years ago you were really old then too. Yeah. Thanks again for being a good sport.
Thanks, Uncle Kenny. I'm so happy because, you know, seriously, when we used to hang the jeans out on the line, his jeans were as wide as they were long. Like, literally, he's got the shortest legs I've ever seen. Thanks so much, Uncle Kenny. Linda, put down the wine.
Where is she? Stand up.
She's on her own.
She's on the table.
Escort that lady up here. Okay, so Linda, she's got her Goldie Hawn look on tonight. Should I stay here with you?
You'll stay here with me.
Do I know Linda or what?
I'm old. I've worked with Jim since 1973.
And Jim at that time was at Trizac. And I remember years with Jim driving down 4th Avenue, him driving on the sidewalk because we were going to Puccini's, and there were people in the way. Yeah, so he drove down the sidewalk, and then when we got to Puccini's, we had too much to drink, and he had to carry me down all those stairs. So he did that too. And we were with Hank and Donna, who will not get up and talk, and I don't know why. I can't think of all the things I was going to say tonight. But Jim and I have been friends since '73. I've worked for him for years and years and years. And he is one of the most fabulous people I've ever met in my entire life. He gave me my career, and I did very well at it, and it's all thanks to Jim.
So that's true. Linda started as Dad's secretary back in '73 at Brentwood Mall. And I think it was just converting from an outdoor mall to an indoor mall at that time, and now it's like Brentwood Center. And then went to Ira Young, and on and on and on. So thank you, Linda. Now, the formal speeches are done. Now it's an open mic. And so I'd like to invite anyone else up that would like to say a few words to wish OFM happy 80th.
How about the Squat Scott? The Squat Scott. Let's get the Squat Scott up here. Yeah. Well, we used to have some legendary Friday afternoons at Greenwood, Roberts, and Cell. I seem to remember one ties would come off, and even one day, the manager of the Royal Bank, her dress was pinned on the wall that Saturday morning. That was really embarrassing, getting that back.
You know, before I started to work with Jim back in the 80s as his partner, Greenwood, Roberts, and Cell, I was 6'3", and I was gradually worn down. One of the things that surprises me tonight, because the last soiree we had together to honor one of Jim's many birthdays, many birthdays, people talked about Jimmy's eyes. Now his eyes are very strange. And I remember once our partner Bill Roberts came up with the best line I've ever heard in my life. He was looking at Jimmy and said, "Jimmy, you're the only guy I know who could use dental floss for a blindfold." And he really could. It was true. One of the other occasions I have to remember, I was so proud to be his business partner. In the shopping center industry, we had a group of leasing people called the Abyssinians. The Abyssinians. Now, one time, Jimmy won the award of Sleaze of the Year. Now, he actually made the best acceptance speech I've ever heard in my life. Jimmy got up and said, "I've worked so hard for this." And it was wonderful. Jim, we had many happy years together, and I loved every minute of it, especially Friday nights. And the only thing I remember, I really pissed me off one night. You were so drunk you dropped me twice. And I'll never forgive you for that. Jimmy, happy birthday, my dear friend. Thank you.
Thanks, Steve.
Okay, open mic. Oh, Mike's taking the open mic. This is my son, Michael.
Little Mike on the stage. Watch the stage, your head on the front. Anything he says, you better listen. Look at the size of it. And
So yeah, my name is Michael Rockwood. Rockwood Greenwood. Anyway, my name is Michael Rockwood. I'm Jim Greenwood's eldest grandson. I just want to say from all the grandchildren, happy birthday. For, you know, you've been my grandfather my whole life. And on our way here, I was thinking, you know, when I'm 80, I hope I can sell out a restaurant for my birthday, and with the amount of people that have come here to share this day with you. But after getting to know some of them, I don't know if I want that anymore. Just kidding. You know, obviously we know that, you know, I call them bumps. I don't even really know why, but, well, I mean, I've heard this story, but I don't remember. Apparently when I was young, I couldn't say Gramps, so it came out Bumps, and 25 years later, I still call them Bumps. My friends call them Bumps.
He loves it too, Michael.
Everybody who knows Bumps through me calls them Bumps. So, and actually, a few of my friends wanted to come tonight, but had to bow out last second, because there's been a lot of good times. But I just wanted to say, you know, obviously we know that Bumps is into, you know, cars and motorcycles, and, you know, unfortunately me and my brother weren't, but, you know, I just got to say that, you know, it didn't matter what we did, hockey, school, whatever, Bumps and Vicky, all my grandparents were there every step of the way, whether it was driving to Alberta to watch my brother try out for a national team, or flying to Wisconsin, or, you know, supporting me in everything I did, coming to all my graduations and everything, and it's just unbelievable that I can share that part with Bumps, and Bumps can share that part with me. So on behalf of all the grandchildren, again, happy birthday, and thanks.
Did I mention that was my son? I have another one too. Bobo.
I hate mics.
Okay. I know. I was at the Motorcycles Pioneer, and Bo was up on stage, and he's like this. And then...
Should we turn the camera
Anyway, what I really like to say, probably Gene, I used to take you and your mother to these pregnant classes.
Prenatal.
Yeah, prenatal, that's it. But anyway, we go back a long ways, Jimmy and me. And I just have to say, if it wasn't for Jimmy, I wouldn't be here today, because we connected on everything, and I taught him how to ride motorcycles, and we're gonna, no cops here, we're gonna steal somebody's motorcycle. But he also used to go down to the football games on New Year's Eve in California. And he hasn't opened it yet, but I got him a poster from 1916, the first Rose Bowl games and that.
That he was at.
He's got a, huh?
That he was at.
Yeah, no, he wasn't doing that. But I remember taking Linda and Gene to these meetings. Gene wasn't born yet.
I couldn't hear you.
Yeah, but anyway, and I appreciate everybody else coming out here, because it's just not hot rods, and it's just not cars and motorcycles, it's all the other people that he knows here. And he's just a hell of a nice guy, and in fact, I talked to him on the phone the other day, and I said, you know, you're gonna make 100 before I am. So, yeah, 3 years.
When did the training wheels go on?
Yeah.
Bo got this for me, and he wanted me to open it here.
Yeah.
And for those of you that don't know, Bo was the best man at Mom and Dad's wedding.
And Jimmy was my best man at my first wedding.
Oh my God. He too.
Wow,
That's my motorcycle.
that is way cool.
Wow.
Oh,
Look at this. Look at this. From way back. Way back. This is before I was going to the game.
Yeah.
That's you in the game.
That's really cool. That's for you. Last call for open mic. Okay, Jean's gonna say a few words and then we'll get back to the entertainment, or actually we'll lead OFM to say a few words. Jean, Alan Edwards is going to join us.
Well, I'm so pleased to be here to honor a great friend, a great pal, and the guy that put the arm on me to join the Greater Vancouver Motorsports Pioneers about 10 years ago, and he said, you know, this is really going to be fun, and I guess I've been the MC almost ever since, and it's been fun. So I just want to say, as a writer for a number of newspapers, I'm trying to put the arm on you, and I always have been, to write a story on James the Striper, so I'm still interested in that. Just find me some pictures, let's get it done. Happy birthday.
Okay, last chance, Terry.
Come on, Terry, come on up.
This is Terry Ray.
I won't bother standing on the stage. Jim and I have just touched bases from time to time over the years, including being a neighbor. And on my many trips over to his place, he always had adult refreshments. I would go over on my bike. He would take my helmet while I was having a refreshment and pinstripe it. And I still have that same helmet sitting at home. I was going to bring it, but it's a little fragile and whatnot. It's been dropped a few times, and unfortunately my head was in it at the time. But we were trying to talk Jim into pinstriping one of the young fellow's helmets here, and he says his hand only goes one way now. So we've figured a system out. If anybody needs anything pinstriped, we'll just get Jim, he holds the brush, and we'll just move the collar or the helmet around in a circle until it gets the proper. Unfortunately, we got a lot of solvent to wipe down the mistakes too. And there was one particular night that this came back to me right now, and Jim will remember this, in the garage in the back, and a famous actor friend of ours was getting his, Don Franks is his name, is getting his car pinstriped. It's the middle of winter. The only heat in the whole garage was a little pot-bellied stove that was used to keep the paint from freezing. And Jim is trying to paint, this is a 32 Packard Twin 6, which has 18 or 20 feet long straight lines. And he's trying to do them, and then Don would tell a joke. Down the door, out would come the solvent, dip the brush, and start pulling. And I can't remember, what time did we finally go home, or did we? I think you were already home. It was me that,
Still there.
I think we are. But Don Franks drove that car. It was one of those kind of cars where the gas gauge and the speedometer were right next to each other, and as one moved in one direction, the other one moved in the other direction. And he managed to get that all the way back to Toronto. I think he sold it on the way to pay the rest of his way there. Now, anybody that's ever seen Don Franks in movies and stuff, now you know how it all got started. So that was a lot of fun that we had, and that was just one of the situations. The other one might have been putting the Triumphs together in your garage and trying to figure out where all those little pieces went. Anyways, thanks, Jim. It's been a wonderful life, and I'm not too far behind you.
I used to love watching Dad pinstripe the cars in our carport on Trinity Street.
1, 2, 3.
The little green striping box, and the thing about the laughing, with like he has a full body laugh, right? Like, Mom, remember when I got him the Monty Python and the Holy Grail for Christmas? Oh my God! Like seriously, anyways, you want a good laugh? Go watch Monty Python and the Holy Grail with my dad. Dad, the goats. What was it? What's the thing in the beginning? Look at him.
We got kicked out.
Okay. Anyone else would like to publicly acknowledge Dad? Okay, then, Dad, you're up. And don't act like you're surprised. You knew this was happening.
I didn't think of that, man.
Of course you can talk.
Grab the candle and I blow it out.
You're a diabetic.
Oh my God. What a good group. What a good group. I got friends here from the old high school. Friends from Biz over there. Hot rod, biker guys here, there, and everywhere. My family. I can't get much better. I mean, 80 years old, and they're not throwing dirt at me. They give it to me in bottles now, apparently. Jimmy and Mark, you know what I felt like when you guys were getting married? I felt like Sheldon's girlfriend. What's her name? Amy. She always wants to be a bridesmaid. I wanted to be a goddamn first best man or whatever it's called. And you took it away from me. Oh my God. We got even. And Bill and I, we go back to, I don't know, a long time, and we have done some things. Yeah, we won't talk about that. We've had a lot of fun in our life. Bo took Lynn to the prenatal classes because I was striping a car or something. I don't know what the hell it was. And Kungi, and Edwin, and Bill. Oh my God. I think I met Kungi, I think in 50, Kenny? Yeah. In 1950 I met him. My God. Can you believe that we're still friends all these years later?
Your pictures as a kid, all my friends thought you were the Chinese guy.
Yeah.
They weren't. Like I had a picture of
Kungi's his Chinese name, or a takeoff of his Chinese name. But my dad, I think my dad was kind of prejudiced back in the day. He used to call Kungi, he used to call him Chiang Kai-shek. And Kungi called my old man Geronimo. The whole time my dad was alive, Kenny would call my dad Geronimo. My old man would call him Chiang Kai-shek. This went on for, 50 years, you know. Wow. Anyhow, my kids, the best kids in the world.
I agree.
Stand up. Look at this. I mean, a kid, look at that. Look at that. You would not know that he lives on an island without any power, any water, or neighbors. And he got duded up. He got duded up for this, I think because of Natalie over there. Yeah. Oh yeah, sure. I've never seen him in a tux before. Oh yeah, my mom. They asked me to say about my mom. My mom, Dad passed quite a while ago. And my mom, for something to do, she liked to travel, but she got involved with some women, older women that knitted or crocheted or something, and they would sell the stuff or donate it to women, battered women. And they called themselves, my mom gave them the name, the Happy Hookers. And she was really proud of that group, and they did a lot of really good stuff. And Klaus and Margot, Mom owned a timeshare, and she liked Hawaii, and she used to go down to Hawaii, and she owned a timeshare down there in a building called Sunset Maui. I don't know if you know about that. Klaus and Margot own a
the condo in the same building. On the ground floor, the timeshare that Mom owned was on the 4th floor, I think, wasn't it? So they would, Mom would rent close to Margot's condo for a month and stay down there year after year after year, eh? Oh God. And then we got the grandsons. Where's Kyle? Oh, there he is.
Yeah.
Kyle, stand up. That's Jean's son. Michael. That's Joanne's son. And Adam is not here because he's off playing hockey or something, doing great things. So not bad, eh?
Yeah.
Not bad, eh? My kids turned out great. Now I have to wrap it up. I'm getting the hook. Here's one. This is my youngest. Joanne is my middle, and Jean is my oldest. So what I gotta say is thank you all for coming. Thank you very much.
What a family.
But in 10 years, we got to do it again. I promised Vicky another 40 or 50 years.
I think it's time for a song on Happy Birthday.
Yeah!
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jim. Happy birthday to you. Many more.
So there's no cake because he's diabetic and he's not eating any sugar. Okay, so thank you everyone for coming. We're going to have some entertainment again. Wes is going to come up and just dance, have fun, and really, from our hearts, thank you all for coming. I know there was the big storm and all this coming, but you weathered the weather, and here you are, and we really, really appreciate that. So thank you very much.